What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the Gold Guy YouTube channel. Or if you're new to my channel, then welcome. I'm right in the middle of restoring a vintage two-stroke dirt bike, specifically a 1975 or 77 or something like that Suzuki TS185. I'm at that point where every motorcyclist or anyone who owns a motorcycle will end up at eventually. That is when you have to change tires. And I know that these knobs look pretty good, yeah. But these tires were sitting outside on this bike, which was sitting outside for probably around 10 years. So it's time for some new tires. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to change tires yourself at home. Once you have the tools, it's pretty much free. You just have to buy the tires. I've got two tires that need changed. I'm just going to demonstrate on one of them. So let's go ahead and get all the air out of the tire first. That's the first step. If you have a valve core remover, you can go ahead and unscrew the valve core. If not, just get an Allen wrench or a little screwdriver or anything. Push that pin in and let all the air out. Alright, that's good enough. Get your first tire spoon. Whoa, I was about to skip a very important step there. Before you even touch a tire spoon, you have to break the bead, which means just pushing the tire down until you hear a pop, and that's just going to be breaking the seal between the wheel and the tire. And if you don't do this step and skip it like I did, then you're going to have a lot of trouble with getting the tire spoon in between the wheel and the tire. Sometimes it takes a hammer or a 2x4, it's just something to push down and break that seal. Get your first tire spoon and jam it in with the angle facing down into the tire. There you go. Get a nice big bite and then slide that under the sprocket. And if you're doing this on the front tire and you don't have a sprocket, you can just hold the spoon down with your hand, then use your other hand for the other spoon. Now we're gonna get another bite, and sometimes you gotta get really small bites and sometimes you can get away with getting big bites. So just take whoever big of bites you guys like. I ain't one to judge. Let's flip it over, start on the other side. Sometimes you just gotta switch sides. So if you're having trouble getting the second spoon in like I was, put them both in at the same time. Pry the first one down, hold it, and then get the second spoon. Oh, there we go. Just had to bust that bead, that's the hardest part. And holding these both down with your one hand, get the other spoon. This part can be really tricky getting the spoons in, so just go ahead and put them all three in at the same time. Bust that first one. There we go. Get the third one. Maybe not. Okay, we did it. The hardest part sometimes is jamming that third spoon in between the tire and the wheel. But once you get it in there, then you can just pry it up. And then you pull the middle one out and move over to the next bite. So yeah, once you get past that point, it's super easy, trust me. So there we go. And then we got one more bite left. Bam. So this whole side of the bead is up above the wheel, and this next part's gonna blow your mind, but it's so easy. So once you get here, once you get the bead up above the wheel, flip it over, get one of your spoons, jam it up under. So we've got the spoon coming out the other side here. We're gonna hold on to the wheel and start prying down. If you have to, get another spoon and do the same thing. So now we got two spoons. Pull down, pry down. And now we've basically got it. So put your whole body into it, push the wheel and pull the tire. There we go. And now, if you've got a rim lock, you should have pulled that shit out long ago. We've just got the valve stem in the wheel here. So go ahead and loosen that up. Pull that nut off of the valve stem. And then, there you go. There's the wheel. There's the nasty old tube, which has one patch there and another patch there. So yeah, definitely don't want to reuse this tube. There you go. I've obviously got some cleaning to do on this wheel, so that'll be in a different video as well. That's going to be in the Restoring Rusty Motorcycle Wheels episode of the TS185 restoration. So if you'd like, check it out. I'll put a link to that playlist in the description. And then we'll be ready to put on the new rubber. Kenda K270 dual sport tires. Alright, here we go. Brand new tire and a brand new tube. The first thing you want to do, take the nuts off of the valve stem, set them aside. You're going to need them later. And then you just go ahead and stuff the tube into the wheel. Also, a lot of people lubricate the outside of the tire, which might be a good idea, but I'm not going to do that either. Just to show you guys that you can get by with bare minimum and it'll go just fine. This is a really easy thing to do. And next, once you get the tire in there, you're going to want to put a little bit of air in it, not much, just a little bit so that it holds its shape. A little bit more than that. Alright, that's gonna do just fine. And then you want to find the valve stem hole in your wheel, and if you just freshly taped it, which I did, I just used an Ace black duct tape. It's pretty much a mix between Gorilla Tape and duct tape. It works really well, but the best thing to use is obviously rim tape. So we got to make a hole for the valve stem. There we go. We're good to go. So you want to start everything off at the valve stem. So go ahead and line up the actual valve stem with the valve stem hole on the wheel. The valve stem through the hole. There you go. And then get one of your nuts. You've got two of them, just use one of them and put it on a little over halfway. That looks good. Make sure that's all the way in there, all the way seated. And then you're going to get your tire spoons and just start off anywhere you want, just not right in the middle. I'm gonna start off like right in this area. Go ahead and bust one of your spoons down in there. And while you're doing this, be extremely careful not to pinch the tube in between the wheel and your tire spoon. So get one in there, pop the next one down, get another spoon in, and pop that one down. Then you can pull that one out, hold these two in place, get your other spoon in. You might have to relieve some pressure to get the spoon in there, that's fine. So once you get it in, pop the other two back down. And this one's gonna be a little bit more difficult, but just go ahead and pop it down in there. And we're just working in a circle. Pull that spoon out, doing the same thing over again. There we go. Pull that spoon out. All right, there we go. And then relieve some pressure again. There we go. Just taking very small bites. Again, make sure you don't pinch the tube in between the tire spoon and the wheel. Okay, we're almost there. All right, one more bite and we'll be done. There we go. Flip the whole thing over. Let's put some air in the tube, make sure it doesn't leak, and we are done. So I used absolutely no lubricant, no powders, nothing. And I did that in about 5 minutes. Guys, this really is an easy process. There's no need to take it to a shop. I mean, with the bigger or wider the motorcycle tire is, the harder this job is, but it's still not that hard. You can do it. So let's go ahead and pump up the tire a little bit just to make sure the bead seats and we don't have any leaks. All right, there's some pressure. We have no leaks. All right, so we've got about 5 PSI in, and this tire calls for 33 PSI, which is surprisingly high. It is a dual sport tire. If you're riding dirt, it would be more like 12 or 15 PSI. The last thing to do really is to tighten down valve stem nut. That's pretty much good enough. And then get the second nut, the lock nut. Screw that on, just rack that one on top. There we go. The cap. Alright guys, thank you for watching. That's how to change a motorcycle tire with just a hand pump and 3 generic tire spoons. You can get these at any bike shop or online, anywhere. They're super easy to come by. I have used screwdrivers and a crowbar before, but I don't recommend that. You're more likely to pinch the tube that way. These are the perfect shape for doing this job. I did that in about 20 minutes total. It's super easy to do. You guys can do this yourself. You don't need to take it to a shop to get it done. If you haven't already, please subscribe, comment down below. If you have any tips for anyone else who's doing this, or if you have any problems and you need some suggestions, comment down below. I'll see you next time. Peace out.